It's time for English on the Go, which means we're going to look at Janelle's full clip where she talks to us about how she doesn't really like places with big crowds, but she does have a few exceptions to that rule. How about we find out what they are? How about we take a look at our clip?
Just one egg night job.
Are you ready? Go!
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis, but there are a couple exceptions to this rule. One is a certain theme park in America who has a mascot that's a mouse. I love that place, so I will put up with the crowds for that. And next week I'm going to a convention in San Diego that is very big, very nerdy, but there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're all congregating in one place, and it does get to be a little much at times. However, I'm willing to put up with the craziness because it is just such an amazing event, and it only happens once a year, and it only happens in this place. So, as much anxiety as it gives me, I'm willing to deal with the crowds.
핵심 어휘 보고 공부 이어가겠습니다. 첫 번째로 이런 표현이 나오는데요. 정기적으로 regular라는 것을 이용해서 on a regular basis. basis라는 건 기반을 말합니다. 그래서 정기적인 기반 위에, 즉 정기적으로 on a regular basis. 그리고 예외를 뜻하는 명사 exception 나왔고요. 그리고 모이다 congregate 등장했습니다. 큰 소리로 따라해 보세요.
Let's practice our pronunciation. Repeat after me. The first one is on a regular basis. On a regular basis. One more time, a little bit faster. On a regular basis. Perfect. Let's take a look at the next one, which is exception. 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 The last one for now is congregate. 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 How about we take a look at our last two vocabulary words for the day?
그 다음으로는 열광함, 광란이라고 사전에 나오고 또 제가 난리라고 본문 쪽에서 번역을 할 craziness가 나왔고요. 그리고 불안, 염려, anxiety 등장합니다. 큰 소리로 따라해 보세요.
This next one is craziness. 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 Anxiety. 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 Okay, I hope that learning English does not give you anxiety. We will be here to guide you through. I hope you're learning a lot from us. For now, how about we take a look at Janelle's clip one more time, but with English subtitles.
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis, but there are a couple exceptions to this rule. One is a certain theme park in America who has a mascot that's a mouse. I love that place, so I will put up with the crowds for that. And next week I'm going to a convention in San Diego that is very big, very nerdy, but there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're all congregating in one place, and it does get to be a little much at times. However, I'm willing to put up with the craziness because it is just such an amazing event, and it only happens once a year, and it only happens in this place. So, as much anxiety as it gives me, I'm willing to deal with the crowds.
I am right there with you. I actually generally feel a bit anxious in crowds and a little bit frustrated, especially if I'm right in the middle of it.
I see.
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier in the beginning, I don't mind big crowds, and
Right.
I also don't mind being in the big crowds. But I also need some kind of tools that I can use to isolate myself from everyone else, like earphones or
Right.
sunglasses or something like that.
Right, I feel you with the earphones, especially when I first came to Korea on the subway when
네.
it's so crowded.
네.
I was like, I need to be in my Megan zone
그렇죠.
so that I don't realize how many people there are around.
네, 여러분은 어떤 편인가요? 사람
네.
많은 곳을 피하시는 편인가요? 아니면 특히 굉장히 사람 많은 카페 같은 곳에 가도 이제 안 좋아하시는 분들도 계시더라고요. 여러분 어떤 편이신지 영어로 글 남겨봐 주시고요.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
네, 제넬 씨는 그래서 그 사람 많이 모이는 거를 별로 안 좋아하지만 이런 경우라면 예외다라고 이야기를
Yes,
했거든요.
exception.
네, 이야기를 좀 파헤쳐 볼까요?
Sounds great. Let's go over everything she said line by line.
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis, but there are a couple exceptions to this rule.
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis.
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis. 여러분이 응용하시기 좋은 문장이에요. I don't normally like 뭐뭐뭐 하면은 보통은 원래는 평상시에는 이런 걸 안 좋아한다.
Yes.
그런 다음에 그런데 이건 괜찮다라고 뒤에 예외를 덧붙여주기에 아주 좋은 형태고요. 그래서 I don't normally like big crowds. 저는 사람들이 많이 모인 많이 모인 곳 그런 거를 평소에는 안 좋아해요. 그 뒤에 이제 on a regular basis가 쓰이면서 적어도 정기적으로 그런 곳에 가는 거, 매일
Right.
가는 거 이런 건 안 좋아한다.
Yeah. You don't like it all the time.
그렇죠.
Right?
가끔씩만 괜찮다는 의미를 이렇게 표현해줬고요. 그런데
But, she says, but there are a couple exceptions to this rule.
자 예외.
Exception, exception.
보통 except 그냥 여기에서 T-I-O-N으로 끝나는 것을 I-O-N을 빼고 생각하시면 except 전치사로 쓰입니다. Except you. Everyone is invited except you.
Yeah. I like all of these foods except that.
That 이렇게 뭐뭐만 빼고 전치사로 쓰이는데 exception은 예외라서 이제 똑같은 뜻이지만 그 품사가 다르죠. 문장에서 위치도 다르고 그래서 but there are a couple exceptions라고 했어요. 먼저 a couple이라는 거는 보통 두 사람이 커플이라고 하잖아요.
Oh, yeah. Two people are a couple.
네, 두 개나 두 사람이나 이제 두 개에서 조금 벗어나도 괜찮아요. 세 개 정도까지.
Could be 3 or 4,
Maybe
less than 5, I
Maybe
think.
four. 네 개가 한 개인 것 같아요.
Less than 5, yeah.
그래서 a couple of가 맞는데 원래는 그랬는데 요즘에는
Yes.
그냥 of를 빼고도 잘 쓰이는 표현입니다.
Yeah, so it should be there are a couple of exceptions, but usually people just take it out. Nowadays, I do it myself. A couple exceptions, a
It
couple
will-
shoes, a couple
for example.
socks, something.
For example, it will take a couple of days. 한 2, 3일 정도 걸릴 겁니다. 이 말을 it'll take a couple days라고 해도 절대 틀린 말이 아닙니다.
Yes.
그리고 또 하나 기억할 것은 exception 뒤에 뭐뭐에 있어서 즉 이 규칙에 있어서 예외가 있다라고 말할 때 to를 같이 써요. to.
Yes.
exceptions for, exceptions about보다 항상
To. Yeah, exceptions to the rule,
네,
right?
꼭 기억해 주세요.
How about we take a look at the next part?
One is a certain theme park in America who has a mascot that's a mouse. I love that place, so I will put up with the crowds for that.
So we're hearing about some of her exceptions to her rule, and there are this one. One is a certain theme park in America who has a mascot that's a mouse.
네, 여러분도 다 알고 계시는
예.
곳일 텐데요. 이렇게 표현해 줬습니다. one 하나는 그러니까 exceptions를 이야기하면서
One
예외.
exception to the rule.
하나는 is a certain theme park 어떤 놀이공원 있죠라고 할 때 certain이라는 것은 여기서는 확실한이 아니고
No.
어떤이에요.
Yes, this one.
어떤 게 있는데 in America 미국에 있는 who has a mascot 마스코트 that's a
Mascot.
mouse. 네, 쥐가 마스코트인 놀이공원 여러분 머릿속에 떠올리시는 그겁니다. 그게 하나의 예외고 그다음 문장
Next, she says, I love that place, so I will put up with the crowds for that.
저는 그곳을 I love 좋아해서 아주 좋아해서 so I will put up with the crowds for that.
For that.
Put up with라는 것은 참다, 견뎌내다라는 말이에요. 괴롭지만 참아주는 거죠.
Yes, and we use it for people a lot.
Yes.
Like, okay, I usually don't like Hyunwoo on a regular basis, but I will put up with him for the show.
For the show. 이 방송을 위해서라면 저와 함께 해야 되는 그 시간을 참아주겠다
I'll
이런
put up
말이죠.
with you.
그래서 put up with 뒤에 사람을 쓰기도 해요. 아니면 그 사람의 태도, 그 사람의 형편없는 농담,
Right.
그 사람의 뭐 안 좋은 점들 이렇게 뒤에 많이 붙이고요. For that이 중요한데요. 그곳에 이제 여기서는 제가 그곳에 갈 때는이라고 했죠. 그 장소가 너무 좋으니까 for that 그 경험을 위해서라면 나는 사람 많은 건 참겠다.
Perfect. Great explanation.
Thank
How
you.
about we take a look at the next part?
And next week, I'm going to a convention in San Diego that is very big, very nerdy, but there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're all congregating in one place, and it does get to be a little much at times.
And next week, I'm going to a convention in San Diego that is very big, very nerdy.
다음 주에 I'm going to a convention in San Diego. 샌디에고에서 열리는 컨벤션에 가는데 이 컨벤션은 is very big, 아주 크고 그리고 very
nerdy.
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 일단 딱 떨어지는 번역은 우리말에 없기 때문에 너드들이 많이 오는 곳이라고 한번 번역해봤습니다.
Yeah.
여기에서 nerd에 대해서 이야기를 안 할 수가 없는데요.
Yes, we have to talk about nerds.
네, 요즘에 그냥 너드라고 우리말로도 그냥 한글로 표기를 많이 하기 때문에 보셨을 것 같아요. nerd하고 이제 많이 그 비교가 되는 것이 geek예요. G-E-E-K, geek.
Geek.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
네.
So from what I know, the difference between a geek and a nerd is a geek is somebody who's just really into one field. So a computer geek, even like a video game
Yeah.
geek, you know something about one thing. And nerds are kind of the same, but they're not very good at social interactions.
맞아요. 그래서 geek도 nerd도 일단 기본적으로 geek부터 보자면 보통 운동 쪽 말고 공부 쪽 있잖아요. 테크놀로지, 컴퓨터나 이런 거 어떤 책 쪽.
Okay, that
네.
was a good one.
네.
So yeah, so you can't really be a fitness geek because it's more something study related, right?
네.
Or textbook related.
네, 공부나 뭔가 앉아서 하는 그런 뛰어다니는 행동들, 운동이나 활동 같은 거 말고 이런 것들에 푹 빠져 있는 사람을 geek라고 한다면 geek는 여전히 친구도 많이 있을 수 있고 옷도 굉장히 스타일리시하게 입을 수도 있고 하는데 nerd로 넘어가게 되면은 그거 플러스 별로 사교성이 좋지 않아요.
Yeah.
사람들의 인식이. 그래서 nerd라고 부르는 거는 어떻게 보면 또 별로 좋은 평가는 아닐 수도 있어요.
Yeah, it's not really good to be called a
Yeah.
nerd. It could mean that you're not very good at social interactions.
I
you
call
don't
my-
follow trends, not very stylish.
Yeah. I call myself a video geek sometimes and a language geek.
You're definitely a tech geek or an app geek.
But I'm not. I don't want to call myself a nerd because
No.
I have friends.
No,
and,
you're not a
yeah,
nerd. You have friends.
네.
You're stylish sometimes.
그런 차이가 있습니다. 그래서 누군가를 geek로 부르는 건 괜찮을 수 있는데 함부로 nerd라고 부르면 안 되겠고요.
Yes.
그 다음 줄 볼까요?
Next, she says, but there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're all congregating in one place.
그런 곳에 갈 건데 there are thousands and thousands of people. 수천 명의 사람들이 있을 거고요. And we are all congregating in one place.
Congregate.
네.
Congregate.
congregate 모이다라는 뜻입니다. 그래서 사람들이 다음 주에 사람들이 수천 명이 한 곳에 모이는 거예요. 전혜 씨가 평소에는 안 좋아하는 그런 장소죠.
Right. She usually doesn't like those places, but there's a convention she really wants to go to.
Yeah.
So
So it's
she's
a-
just putting up with it.
Yeah, it's an exception.
Yeah, it's an exception. Perfect. Let's see what she says next. And it does get to be a little much at times.
그냥 기본으로 돌아가 본다면 it is much 아니면 it is a little much.
Yes.
부담스럽다.
It's a
좀
little
부담스럽다. 그런데 it gets to be 하면은 부담스럽게 된다. it does는 그럴 때도 있긴 있다. 그래서 뒤에 at times와 잘 어울립니다. It does get to be a little bit 또는 a little much at times. 가끔은 너무 사람 많아. 좀 밖에 나가서 바람 좀 쐬야겠다. 이럴 때가 있대요.
Yes. How about we take a look at the last part of her clip?
However, I'm willing to put up with the craziness because it is just such an amazing event and it only happens once a year and it only happens in this place. So, as much anxiety as it gives me, I'm willing to deal with the crowds.
However, I'm willing to put up with the craziness because it is just such an amazing event.
그렇지만 어떨 때는 a little much 부담스러울 때가 있지만 I'm willing to put up with 다시 한번 나왔습니다.
Yes.
The
Craziness. The craziness,
네.
right?
그 사람 많이 모인 거 정말 난리도 아니잖아요. 너무 정말 많은 사람들이 모여 있으니까 그것을 craziness라고 표현한 거고요. Because it is just such an amazing event. 정말 멋진 행사라서 사람들 많이 모이는 그런 불편 정도야 감수할 의향이 있다. Okay?
Let's see what she says next. So the event doesn't happen all the time, she says, and it only happens once a year, and it only happens in this place.
그리고 그 행사는 only happens once a year. 1년에 한 번밖에 없는 행사이고 it only happens in this place. 이 장소에서만 열립니다. 그리고 마지막 문장입니다.
Lastly, so as much anxiety as it gives me, I'm willing to deal with the crowds.
불안, 염려.
Anxiety.
네.
Anxiety.
As much anxiety as it gives me, as much as 잠시 후에 볼 건데요. 그곳에 가면 불안감이 많이 생기지만 I'm willing to deal with the crowds. 사람들이 많은 것을 참을 의향이 있습니다.
Yes, to deal with or put up with the crowds. Great. How about we review and take a look at Janelle's clip once again?
I don't normally like big crowds, at least on a regular basis, but there are a couple exceptions to this rule. One is a certain theme park in America who has a mascot that's a mouse. I love that place, so I will put up with the crowds for that. And next week, I'm going to a convention in San Diego that is very big, very nerdy, but there are thousands and thousands of people, and we're all congregating in one place, and it does get to be a little much at times. However, I'm willing to put up with the craziness because it is just such an amazing event, and it only happens once a year, and it only happens in this place. So, as much anxiety as it gives me, I'm willing to deal with the crowds.